Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for March 28th, 2021. It's a Sunday. You have to understand, as a scheduler, I know like my days of the, like in the week, but when we get to the weekend, I'm like, what day am I on? Anyway, this was a weird reading week for me. I did finish a few things, which I'm glad about. I'm close to finishing two others that are big deals for me, but it's just like, it was weird. There was like, I'm still having that midweek, like Thursday, where I don't read a whole lot. And again, I think it's because, again, I do this every Thursday. I have an early morning meeting. And so I feel, I go to bed early on Wednesday, so I lose an hour of reading time at, or watching TV or anything at night on Wednesday, and then Thursday, I get off early, so I should have all this extra time, but no, my brain just won't settle. So, but beyond that, I did have a fairly good reading week. Nothing weird happened this week. It was just a long week, and I decided on Monday that I was going to take this Monday off, so I have tomorrow off, which I'm really excited about. I haven't taken a vacation day other than when we had one snow day, a couple snow days that we had. And I haven't taken one since the holidays, so around Christmas time. So I just need to take some of my time. I do have enough that I need to get through, so I'm gonna enjoy my day off tomorrow. Not that I had this list of stuff I wanted to do for cleaning around the house, and I've done like 2 items, and I don't see myself finishing the list. So we'll just leave it for a little bit every weekend. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I finished, the ones I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read into the next week. So I did read Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Marina Garcia. I finished this on Monday. I read this for Invisible Cities for Mexico, and I'm glad I did. This was one that I'd seen around for quite a while, and then of course her other book, Mexican Gothic, was really big last year, which I do have on Kindle to read. So I probably will. I'm hoping to get to that sometime this year. We'll see. But this was really fun. So this follows. It's the 1920s. I think it's kind of more the late 1920s. Mexico, in the Yucatan peninsula, and Cassiopeia is kind of looked down on by her rich family because her mother married somebody that her grandfather didn't approve of, and then they had to come back, and when her father passed away, so she's been pretty much living like as a servant kind of thing for the family, and she has a cousin, Martin, who she does not get along with really well because he, again, I think is a little bit older, and he knows he's the only grandson, so he knows he's going to take over kind of thing, and so he's not the greatest person to her. And then so that's horrible in and itself, but it goes fantastical when she opens a chest that has the bones of a dead god, pretty much, or a death god. So again, this is very fantastical. It was really fun because you're getting 1920s Mexico, and the certain towns that they go to, they travel. It's a travel book. It has again, her and the god that they go. It's Hum Kame, I think is how it's said. I'm not positive. Anyway, I really liked her as a character, even if she's fairly young, so sometimes I was like, But really, overall, it was a fun read. I'm never gonna love this book. It wasn't like that. I think there was just so much stuff in here I enjoyed. All the Mayan mythology and stuff like that was kind of cut into it. And again, this is just a little slice. Like it's not a huge because the book is not huge, so it was a very light tasting of it, but it was really good. I really enjoyed that part of it. There were things I didn't like, and I just I don't know how to. I never loved it. I think I just enjoyed the ride. I think I had fun, and that was what this was good for. It's not like going to be a favorite or anything like that. I just had fun, and I'm glad I read that. And again, it was one on my shelf, so I checked it off. So I did get one book for Invisible Cities. I didn't do very well this month on that. It just didn't work out with what I was reading. And then yesterday, I finished Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer. Again, this is a reread for me. I read this when it first came out in 2016. I think I I can't remember if I bought this copy or I got it from the library first, but whatever. I bought a copy, whenever things were in paperback, I bought these books as they came out in paperback, but I read them from the library, the other two at least. This is a utopian, dystopian future in the 25th century where countries don't really exist as much anymore, or the governments are not the same. It's more, they're in hives, and there are 7 major hives of people that they decide in their late teens, they decide which hive to join. And then then they make groups up of people who they live together, which is their Bosch. And then they, that's how their children are grown and, grow up in that environment of families helping each other, grow or nurture their kids and, or whatever. That's not, you know what I mean? Raise their kids, I guess. So anyway, and then, so there's technology. Of course, we have flying cars. And so this is such... It is so hard to explain this book because I don't want to give anything away. You go into this knowing that your narrator, Mycroft Canner, is a criminal, and he is telling this history, but he is so involved with all the governments and all the very important people in the world for certain reasons, which I'm not going to give away, of course. And but he's telling the story of what happens, and he mentions a boy, a 13-year-old named Bridger, who is able to bring things to life. So we have this fantastical element, but then we have all the governments, and we have a break-in that starts a chain of reaction of, well, there's a break-in and there's a robbery, and they're all kind of related somehow, not with Bridger, but with other government things, and then they kind of all affect with Bridger, and then again, Mycroft Canner is kind of in the middle of everything because he knows all the players. And it is just, this is such a good book. Like, you have to like him as a narrator. Again, I would say, read a chapter or two and see if you can. I really like this. This is kind of like on those sci-fi that I really enjoy that are kind of weird, like Nine Fox Gambit, or I think that's another. Again, you have to just have that. You have to go into it pretty open and allow yourself not to know really what's going on completely at first and just kind of get into it. I love this book. It goes in such weird directions with, again, the government, with technology, and with religion, and how the world is dealing with things in the 25th century. I really enjoy this series. So the 4th book is coming out in September. I am really looking forward to it. So I'm rereading the whole series. So this is book 1. I listened to it on audio by Jefferson May, and I am so upset they changed the narrator for the next 2 books. So I can't listen to the audiobooks because I liked his voices for everybody. I really enjoyed it, and I'd listened to a snippet of that. I think I mentioned that last week, and I just did not like the other narrator. So I'm going to read the other 2 books and physically. Hope to get to 7 Surrenders in May, and then maybe I'll read The Will to Battle either in July or August. I haven't decided. But September, the next book comes out. I'm really excited for it because I've been waiting for 3 years for the book, and I really want to see how it goes. So again, I think this is not a book for everybody, but I really, really enjoyed it, and it's definitely one of my favorite science fiction books that I've read. Oops. Sorry. Definitely a book that I picked up before I joined book 2 kind of thing. So I then currently reading, again, I am still reading The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. I am 1,000 pages in. So I am going to leave a message for my Voxer buddy read group today. I finished last night right before bed, and I was so tired. It took me a long time last night to get to my next point. So, again, we check in every 15 chapters. I am way ahead of everybody else. I was the only one who planned to finish it within the month. I'm not on track yet. I'm actually still off 2 days because this week I didn't read most days during the week. I just didn't feel like reading it during the week. And again, I think it's just because I'm getting fatigue from reading this book. It's really a long book. It's just, but it's really good. Don't get me wrong. The section I just read was just fantastic. Like, all these things are happening, and the chapter before where I stopped, something happened, and I was like unsure how this was going to go, and I was so worried. And then the next chapter just blew my mind of what happened, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen now? So I am excited to get back to this today. Again, this is a tale of revenge. Edmond Dantes was betrayed by his friends, and spent years in prison, and then again it's his revenge, the time while he is in prison, and then what happens afterwards. And I was so unsure this book would sustain its momentum for this many pages, but really there's only a few sections so far that I was kind of like, we didn't really need all that. Most of it I've been enjoying so much, and just unsure where this is going. It's just, I mean, again, it's a long book. I still have 240 pages left, so I'm hoping to get catch up today and read 2 days worth, so 80 pages for me. And then tomorrow, since I have it off, I'm gonna do that again, and then I should have just the 2 last sections for Tuesday and Wednesday, so I finish on the 31st. If for some reason this flies for me today or tomorrow and I get a little bit ahead, that's great. Again, my goal is still to finish by Wednesday on the 31st, and I'm on track to do that. And I'm so glad that I picked this as my March of the Mammoths. This has been fantastic. And again, Dumas is an author that I already loved from the Three Musketeers, and this really makes me want to pick. I've picked up more of his books, so I think I have a lot. If I don't get as many read this year, I might have a project next year to read the Alexander Dumas that I have not read yet, because I have so many, and I really want to read them because I really enjoy him. So this was just this is going fantastically. So as I said, I'm close. 240 pages. I'm 1,000 pages. Anyway, so I'm excited I got that far. And then I've been oh, whoops. Oh, I'm in the wrong section. Sorry. I have been, again, reading at work, Memory Called Empire by Arcady Martin. I've been reading it all month. I started at the end of last month. Again, I just read, maybe 10 pages at lunch. I don't get I get a half-hour lunch, and then I get interrupted all the time because I have to eat at my desk, because right now with the COVID things, we're not allowed to congregate in the lunchroom. So I'm at my desk. People are still calling. People are still coming to talk to me. And so this is another science fiction, which was my mistake as I started the Two Like the Lightning audiobook when I was already reading this, but that just popped up so early that I just had to do it, and again, I loved it. So that reread was just fantastic. So I'm coming back, now that I finished Two Like the Lightning, I'm going to try to finish this out. I'm, I think I'm at I'm 360 of 480, I think, something like, I think I have just over 100 pages, 115 pages or so. So I'm gonna try to finish this out today or tomorrow on ebook. So I've been reading most of this on my phone, and my phone is now about 3.5 years old, almost 4 years. Not quite 4 years, but it's closer to 3.5. And it's starting to have little issues, and my Kindle app froze up on me, and I was talking to my brother yesterday about it, and yeah, we bought Kindles yesterday, so they'll be here on Monday. So I bought a new Kindle because I love my iPad, but I don't want to take this to work with me every day. And I wanted to read on something bigger than my phone, just because I'm getting old. Anyway, I don't want to, I already wear glasses. I don't need to blow anything up. Anyway, so point is, I want a Kindle. We got the really cheap, the cheap ones, just to have and again, I own a lot of ebooks. I want to try to get through them this year. I'm not going to get through them. I'm going to get through a few more than I did last year by reading at lunch. And I think that just is making more sense than trying to hold a book and eat. It just doesn't work when I have a half hour. Anyway, so let's go back. So that's my little, yes, I bought a Kindle. Anyway, I'm excited. That was funny. So, because we got a sale. Anyway, when you buy 2. And I can blame my brother because I wasn't going to do it yet. And he's like, hey, there's a sale. We could buy, I want to get one too. Okay. Anyway, So this is a science fiction book about an ambassador who is coming from a station. She's lived the station her life, but she's always been attracted to the Empire's main city and the government there. And so their poetry and all this good stuff about that. But she goes there as an ambassador because they got a call saying that they need to send a new one. So she gets there and she finds out the last ambassador has been killed, and she is put into a position where she doesn't think it was just allergic reaction. And she also comes with the technology that the stationers use that the Empire does not, and that they have what is called an imago, which gives her the memories of another person who. So it's like it's not like another person in you kind of thing, but it is. It's like you have the second voice that kind of tells you things that, like, he knows all the things about the government that she doesn't know because she's kind of going into some of this blind, and something happens to her imago, and so she's critically not able to do a lot of things, but also she gets involved in so many things in her short time that this book has taken place. So it's really, like, it's gone in directions I was not anticipating. This is definitely a political novel. Not always my favorite. Like, I like things with political stuff in it, but I mean, again, I don't know how to explain that. There's a lot happening in this, and it's just a lot of political stuff, I guess is what I want to say. There's a lot of stuff like, Too Like the Lightning had like 4 or 5 other things going on with the political stuff. So it's prominent, but it's not the driving force, if that makes sense. This is definitely politics and things that are going on So I don't know. I'm probably not explaining that very well. Really, overall, I'm really enjoying this. Again, I want to finish this up hopefully today or tomorrow. Probably be tomorrow. Matters how much reading I get done today. Again, I know I'm off, today normally, and then I have tomorrow off, so I have time to get it done. I just want to be done by the end of the month so I can start a new ebook to read at work with my new Kindle when it shows up on Monday. Anyway, so but I am enjoying this. The second book is out now, Desolation Called Peace. I am going to wait a little bit. I'm going to get it from my library probably, unless a Kindle deal comes up. It's too new. I don't think I'm going to get a Kindle deal for a while, and I don't need to own it at this point. I mean, maybe when I get to the end, I'll buy both physical copies. Right now, I'm really enjoying this, but I want to see where it goes in the end to see if it's like a favorite. I'm not sure yet. It's really good. It's just, I'm not loving it. Like, Too Like the Lightning, like, I love that book. Like, there's no doubt I am invested. I want to know what happens, even though I know what happens in the books I'm going to be rereading. But like, there's a different feeling. And like, this one I like definitely more than I did, like, Gods of Jade and Shadow, but for different reasons, but it's just, I want to see how it goes. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to read the second book because it's only a duology. So I'm pretty sure I'll continue. And I do like her writing style. So that's not, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not explaining that very well, but I really, really want to get to that. So, as I said, I'm hoping to finish that by Monday. So I'll probably pick an ebook before, I go to work on Tuesday. And I'm hoping I'm sure it's going to be, it's going to be an ebook I own. I just don't know what I'm going to pick. I'm pretty sure it's going to be either a historical romance or a novella. Like, I have a lot of the Tor novellas, so I might pick one of those to try to get it done by end of Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm not sure what I'm going to read on that. So I don't know what I'm going to pick. I'm not going to do an audiobook right now. I'm going to take a break and listen to Sirius XM in my car. If I feel like picking something up, I will. Right now, I just need a break from audiobooks because I listened to a lot of that yesterday to finish that. And then I have 2 books. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick up next. It might be my library book, The Best Thing You Can Steal by Simon R. Green. Again, this is the first book in the Gideon Sable novel. So it's a new series for him, and it has to do with some supernatural stuff where people steal supernatural stuff, and it's a new book in a series. It's a heist one. I'm interested to see it. It's really short. It's less than 200 pages. I'm gonna get to it. I just had to renew it from my library because I didn't have time to get to it yet because I've been reading a lot of other stuff. And then I still would really like to get to The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. So I'm hoping this week I can get to these 2 we'll see. It just matters how today's reading goes and how much I get. If I can get A Memory Called Empire done today, then maybe I can read this tomorrow. But I still need to read a lot of the Count of Monte Cristo. We'll see. So anyway, that's it. Those are what I finished, what I read, and or what I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week. I should be putting up my April TBR here in the next couple days. So, and then my March book haul part 2, which will come up probably later in the week. I don't know, or maybe next week. I don't know. It matters if the book shows up on time, but I'm like, I bought a lot of books. So we'll see how my book buying goes in the next month. I don't know. I've got so many good things and I want to read them all. So anyway, that's it. What have you guys been reading? Anything good? Have you guys read any of these or interested in them? Let me know. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.